Hello everybody. I know most of us wants to be leaders, but what does it take to be a leader? If you want to be a leader, then you are in the correct channel. My name is Paul Nyamoya. I'm bringing you Uongozi Fresh, straight leadership tips on YouTube. Welcome. Today we are very fortunate to have a lady who actually does training in one of the major political parties. She'll introduce herself and let us know more about her. Please tell us about yourself and your name.
Hi, thank you so much for having me here and thank you so much for tuning in. My name is Ruth Bolo. I am a member of staff here at the K.A.N.U party. I assist in trainings, research, among other things.
You said training. What do you train about?
Well, we train on the matters of political space, both internal and external. Internal being how do you navigate the political space in your political party? What are the do's, what are the don'ts? How do you propel yourself from one stage to the next? If when we talk about external, we are talking about how do you maneuver in the national politics. How do you ensure that you can still grow your networks in the national politics? How do you ensure that if you're in elections, you're prepared? How can we prepare women and young people in the elections? How do we ensure that they have the necessary materials, the necessary knowledge, the necessary resources, the necessary networks to actually see them through?
Okay, now, let's say that I'm a young man, I'm a young lady, I'm a young man, I want to be trained with K.A.N.U. Tell me, take us through the whole process. What does it involve? What do I need to do?
Okay, so what we actually select participants for the training based on their interests. So what happens is once you are a member of the K.A.N.U party and you have been active, we always follow, we try rather to see what our members are doing based on the feedback they give us. If you're based in Kakamega and you have been doing things to do with inclusion, or you've been doing things to do with SRHR, which is sexual reproductive health rights, then once we have a training on SRHR for the women in the political space, then we rope you in because we know this is something you have a passion in, this is something you would like to learn more about. If we know you are an aspirant, because we've been doing training with a colleague of mine on equipping women in the political space and young people in the political space. So once we know you're an aspirant to the K.A.N.U party and you already have filled in the necessary documents and you have ensured that you've done all the requirements, you've fulfilled all the requirements by the party, then we begin to invite you for this, because at the end of the day, we don't want to just have politicians, we want to have leaders. We want K.A.N.U to produce people who can actually give results, be it in policy, be it in the politicking of it. We want holistic leaders from K.A.N.U. Yeah.
Okay, now, let's say I've met all those requirements. When it comes to training, you take us to a place where we are going to sit for like a day, 2 days, 3 days, and then with this COVID, how are you doing it? I mean, the training.
Well, how we have a hybrid sort of a system, which of course came about because of COVID. So some trainings we do them virtually, and I know there has been challenges of being virtual. Someone can just log in and then disappear. So we make sure our trainings are as interactive as possible. How we do this is we have virtual games just to break the session. Normally in a physical session you can ask people to stand up and a few other things. So what we do in a virtual session is that we allow members to have competitive games on what they have learned about each other and about the topic. Games that they can do from their phone or from their laptop, and they can each see each other's results, and there are so many applications for this. So we try and just break the monotony in our virtual lessons. But also we have physical lessons where we can decide we do them here at the headquarters, or we go to the grassroots, or wherever our partners or the headquarters has approved. So we have hybrid sessions, and depending on what the topic is and who the participants are, and of course the number, that dictates the kind of session that we will do. But I ensure you, we always follow the MOH protocols. Yeah.
Okay, now the other thing is this. What are the benefits if I'm trained as a politician or as a political person or as a leader? What are the benefits that will I get being trained by you?
I think it's not just being trained by me as Ruth. It is the experience you get being trained by the leaders in K.A.N.U, because in as much as we take the lead in training, we have a handbook, we have a manual that has been generated from different people from the Secretariat, people who have experience. We have people who have been in the political space since 2002. That is a kind of experience you cannot ignore. This is someone who has seen change in the kind of democratic system we have. This is someone who has seen different tactics. So we have a manual from people who have various or other vast experience in this party. That is 1, 2. One of the benefits is that you would rather go into the battlefield, because elections are like battlefield, right? Everybody wants to get a piece of the pie. You would rather go into a battlefield, 1, from a point of information, and 2, well equipped. So what we do is to equip you. We would like to tell you, how do you dress when you're going to for a rally, you know? What is the do's and don'ts when you're speaking, when you are public speaking? If you have a media interview, what should you do and what should you not do? So we take them through all these things, from communication to branding to resource mobilization, which is a key challenge for women and young people. Yeah, so we make sure that by the time you're getting into the elections, you are well equipped and you can face almost any kind of wind that is coming. That whatever outcome may come out from the election, you are sure you have given your best.
Okay, so when this training monthly, weekly, after 6 months, how long are the interview times when it comes to the trainings?
So the trainings, again, like I said, they are not a cut-paste. The trainings are customized, depending on the topic, depending on the instance. For example, we have been having different trainings ongoing, and I will give an example with the nomination rules. We have been training aspirants and different groups on nomination rules. They need to know what are the nomination rules of the party. If you're going to vie, we don't want you to come and have an issue last minute whereby you cannot, you don't know where to start, the deadline is tomorrow, and the helter-skelter. We try and avoid that. So we have been training on that. So what we did with these were 3-day trainings where we would tell you what the previous nomination rules were. We would tell you what the guidelines are. We would tell you what we have right now and get feedback from the members as well, just to help us in preparation for this period.
Okay, when it comes to training, as K.A.N.U, do you have like a separate training for men, a separate training for ladies, or is it wholesome? How is the training structured?
Again, so if we have trainings for the Women Congress only, then we will have women only. For the Youth Congress only, it is mixed. For the mainstream, it is mixed, so it depends. But on certain topics, of course, it would need maybe one gender. On most topics, it would be, again, a mix of both. So when we are discussing nomination rules, of course, we will have everybody in one umbrella. When we are discussing things to do with inclusivity, we will have everybody, because you cannot say that you want everyone included while you're excluding one person from that particular conversation. So again, we really try to avoid copy-paste, because then you don't get any results at all. We also do a lot of research, like I had mentioned. We do trainings on research because we want our members to do the same. And so when that happens, is how we pick people is that we pick them based on their engagement at the grassroots level. How active are you in your area, in your polling station, in your ward? What activities are you carried out? Because then you're able to know more about that area. Yeah, so we, again, depending on the meeting, then we decide who is coming. But for most of them, we try to be very inclusive. If you look at our meeting, if we have a meeting for 30 people, 15 are women and 15 are men. We are not even two-thirds, we are 50-50. We believe in equality. Yeah.
Okay, now, you say that you do research before you go to train people. Can you tell us of any research that you've done maybe this year, and what are the outcomes? What did you think about it?
The most recent research we have done is the most research that we did were in the areas of Kajiado. We did research in Kajiado. We did research in Trans Nzoia. We did research in Mombasa as well. So we've done about 7 counties. We did research in Homa Bay. We did research in Kakamega. So we've done research in a number of counties. And while I may not give the findings, because that is information, of course, for the office to use in helping our candidates, we were able to know how best to prepare our aspirants in various areas. Because while we have a manual for that, we also know we need to customize. The challenges someone in Baringo is facing might not be the same one someone in Nakuru is facing, might not be the same one that someone in West Pokot is facing. So it helps us to really tailor make some of these trainings and some of these issues. But on research, what we do is we train our members on how to research. Because if you want to come up with a manifesto, if you want to send a message to your people, you need to know what resonates with my people. How am I going to pass this message? Because if you have a good message and you don't know how to communicate it to them, then you're doing nothing. But if you also have a message that doesn't resonate with them and you're communicating it in the right way, you're doing nothing. So the research helps us to give them such information, because like I said, we actually want results from all our aspirants. Yeah.
You do a lot of training, you do a lot of research. Now, when it comes to the political field, people say that women tend to take a back seat either because of themselves or other reasons. What's your take on that?
I like that you said people say, because it's just that, it's just talk. Long gone are the days where women would actually be, barred by the society from getting into the political space. Women and young women at that would be scared to get into the political space because of the talk, because of the rumors, because of them being given one side of the story. We paint this really horrific picture of the political space and how it is violent, how it is full of sexual corruption, and how it is full of deceit, and how it has no results. But we don't tell them that you can push policies through politics. It is politics that dictates the amount of tax you're going to pay. It is politics that dictates whether the CDF is going to be used to construct a dormitory in your school or a pit latrine. Whether you're going to have health facilities in your village, whether the health facility is actually going to be well equipped or it's just going to be a skeleton structure for the sake. Politics dictates that. Democracy dictates that. And so because we don't tell people these stories, we don't give them an opportunity to venture into that space. And I have seen a lot of young women in the past shy away from that because of the picture that we paint. We have seen them shy away because of the societal expectations. But that is long gone. We are now in an era where women are coming out to take their rightful place. Because the only difference in politics and the corporate world and house is the venue. But the same way they say football is football, whether you play it in Nyayo Stadium or you play it in Brazil, football is football, right? So politics is politics. There is politics even in the home. When your wife wants to buy a dog and you don't want a dog, there's a politics to see who will win, right? When you want your child to go to one school and your husband wants a child to go to one school, there's politics there as well. In the corporate space, who gets to represent the firm where? Who gets a promotion? That is politics. Only that it's same game played in a different place. So women have stopped shying off. Women are now coming out to take their rightful place. And this 2022 election, we're going to see an even higher number of women going for these seats, and not just vying for them, but actually getting elected.
Okay. Now, Ruth, as your parting shot, what would you tell women who want to vie, who want to be nominated in the member of parliament? What can you advise them to do?
It's very simple. If you are not in the K.A.N.U party, then you are just going to be an ordinary politician. But if you join the K.A.N.U party and you vie under the umbrella of the K.A.N.U party, the K.A.N.U party, then we're going to ensure that you have a holistic approach. We want you to have a realistic manifesto. How are you going to fund this manifesto? Pesa ikichelewa kutoka government, national government, itafanya nini? Those are the hard questions that we ask you as many women, as many youth into the political space, and we want to get them elected because K.A.N.U is from the next government. So if you want to vie, if you're an aspirant and you're looking for a party, join K.A.N.U. If you're an aspirant and you're in another party, please resign and join K.A.N.U. That would be a party shift.
Thanks a lot. You'll overheard it. If you want to vie, if you want to be nominated, if you want to be a member of parliament, if you want the leadership skills, if you want to be trained, K.A.N.U is the party. You're watching Uongozi Fresh. Please click on the link below. Follow us on YouTube, on LinkedIn, and on Facebook. This is your presenter Nyamoya saying it has been good. Don't forget, be heard, be recognized, be known. Thank you.